Fragile. That's got to be Italian. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode on the Trains with Shane YouTube channel. We kind of have a will it run, kind of not, because I picked this thing up off of eBay a while back, and it's been so long I can't remember exactly what the description said, but something to the fact of like it runs slow or it doesn't run well or something like that, and they thought it was possibly a DCC issue. Okay, fair enough. I was willing to take a chance on it because it's an EMD demo unit for an SD60. So we're going to troubleshoot this together and see what's wrong with it. I've got a couple of spare components on hand that we can use to use as test variables. I've got a couple other units that are similar in case we need them. So let's get our box open here to see what we've got. Of course, this is an Atlas SD60 EMD number 1. This was not a lot of cash, if I remember correctly. Which is good that it's not a lot of cash if it doesn't run, right? So we even got our winterization hatch in here. I don't have that on my other ones. All right, let's get this thing out of the plastic. Okay, let's give it a real quick once over since we're here. A little bit of a gap between the... Oh, that's a black stripe. I thought that was a gap. Alright, you guys know I like my demo units. On this particular one, the fuel tank is painted, as I know the GP60 also was as well. Just a pretty basic Atlas model. It's from an era that should be a pretty good runner, if in fact it runs. That is not from a Shane Greasy Paw print, that is. Some oil in there or something. Possibly a sign that it may have been over lubricated. We'll take a look at that. I don't know, how do you guys want to proceed? Let's first get this onto a test track. I'm thinking we might put it on our little rolling road here. Find out what it does or what it doesn't do. I will get set up and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, we are back. We are plugged in here. Let's see if I can get you a better angle here. As you can see, we've already got some lights on. DCC duties and CE power cab. Well, let's see, what should we try first? We're already set up for locomotive number 3. Get all this situated here so it doesn't fall off the disgusting workbench. Alright. Let's see if we can make our light turn on and off. What's that number? Okay, headlight. Off, on, off, on, off, on. Yeah, that seems to be working. Let's dial up some current here. Forward direction. Nothing. I feel nothing happening here. In reverse. the lights do change direction, so the decoder is acknowledging the commands. We're not getting a hum or nothing. Okay. All right, so we're going to stop that. All right, so we've got some things to troubleshoot. Should we try to do a decoder reset first because we're here? Probably. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Right, on our power cab, we're going to go to, yeah, this is awkward. Programming or escape. Program on the main, because this is our main. It's a 10-inch long main. Yeah. Let's see, where's my enter button? Enter. Program loco. Motor control, no. Function map, NTFX, QSI sound bin. Okay, that's not what we want. Let me escape out of that. Sign logos, this is the plug. All right, we're going to use program track. We're going to do one for standard, or maybe not, NTFX. Recovery program, decoder unlock. Okay, here we go, wait. This will turn it off and back on again. Okay, manufacturer 129. I'm assuming that that's good. Decoder 51. I will annotate in the video here what decoder that is. Short. Yes, we're going to leave it on 3. We're not going to use that. We're not going to set up anything motor control wise or do any special functions. Okay, well, in theory, that should have reset it. So oops. Headlight off and on like it was. All right, we will go back to forward and dial up some current here. We're at 100 on the forward here, and I still feel nothing. Okay, so the decoder reset didn't do it. So what do we have left here? First, let me turn off and disconnect the power cab. Set all that aside. All right, so doesn't run. The decoder works for the most part. Could still mean that we've got a bad decoder. Could be that there is a problem with the contact between the decoder and the motor control. Could be a bad motor. Could be a bound up drivetrain. Could be a bunch of stuff. Could just be some lubricant. I didn't feel any humming or anything indicating that it was trying to move. So let's see if I can wiggle the body off of here without having to okay. We will not have to use the box top trick. Definitely greasy up there. Our motor spins freely here, not locked up. Well, if the motor were spinning and the drivetrain wasn't, we would have felt it in the locomotive and would have heard the motor running. So we're going to not assume, but we're going to work under the information that maybe the decoder isn't putting power to the motor. Let's see. Yeah, there's not really a good way for me to get in there and test with the customary test electrodes. All right, so we will have to partially split this unit to get at our decoder here. It's a flathead. Good job, genius. We don't have to get this totally apart, we just need it far enough apart to wiggle that decoder out of there. We'll take our tank off as well. Remember guys, any tool can be a hammer and most things can be a pry bar. All right, here's our decoder. Pretty basic, and there's our pads. So I wanted to get access, squeeze that back together, wanted to get access to the two motor contacts here. What we're going to do is we're going to break out the customary electrodes. I'm just going to roughly set this back on here. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it works, it'll be obvious. All right, where did my phone go? Reason why is because I need to access a smart plug to turn on the electrodes. Okay, done. All right. The customary electrodes. You guys have seen them. They've been a troubleshooting and repair tool for as long as I've been repairing these things. All right, I've dialed up some current. I'm just going to get in here and touch each motor contact. Okay, well, you guys heard that. That's all the proof that we need. Turn that back off. Okay, so what is our actual problem? Is our decoder bad? Possibly. Is it also possible that the contacts weren't making good contact, as it were? Possible? As you guys can see, the one on the bottom here isn't exactly where it 100% should be, but I think it's within I don't know. would sit in there about like that. It's possible that it just wasn't making contact with the board. So, what to do? We really don't have a whole lot of wiggle room to adjust this. Let me grab a pair of tweezers. You really don't want to be hauling on these things. Just give it a little bit. I don't know. Well, let's do something with some of the parts I ordered. So, got some replacement DC light boards from Atlas. As you guys know, I've been kind of on a anti-DCC kick. Just more so DCC in sound, but I picked up a couple of these boards from Atlas. As you guys know, it took them a while to get here. Thanks to the U.S. Postal Service, I believe, because, interestingly, a week and a half after the replacement order arrived, the originals arrived, having been in the mail chain for 6 weeks. All right, let's see. Got a top and a bottom. Yeah, these are pretty simple, but yeah, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wiggle this thing in here. Let me get you guys zoomed back out. Going to wiggle this in here and see if we make sufficient contact. Where's my pry bar? That is us installed. I want to snug our screws back up here a little bit. Just gonna set that on there. Bring back my electrodes. A little bit of current in the pack, and we're just going to go to the sides of the frame halves as I fumble my way through this. And there we have it. So, works fine on DC. I don't think our alignment was the problem, because you can see how wide the contact pads are on this thing. Wider so than our DC light board here. Let me get you guys the part number on that just in case. It's Atlas part number 491009. So now that we know it works, let's snug back up here. And here. snug. You don't need 50 foot-pounds on that. Okay. Slide on that guy. I think this guy is gonna fit. It's always a tiny bit fiddly to put these little light shields back on. I don't want to snap it too bad. Yeah, that's not horrible. I think that's workable. All right, let's get this thing put back together. There we go. When you put these things back together, guys, it's tempting to want to squeeze on where the truck is. Try not to do that. Like that, don't do that. All right, well, she's back together. I think she works. What do you say we get this onto an actual test track, find out what it does and what it doesn't do? I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, we are reassembled. We are on the executive switching layout, and let's see what we've got. Let's dial up a little juice. Whoa, there we go. Slow speed isn't too bad. It's about as slow as I can make it run. That's me wiggling the throttle, guys. That's not this thing being jumpy. All right, let's nice smooth run by. Not the smoothest animal, but not too bad. All right, so looks like we have a runner on our hands now. I did pull the manufacturer code. Code number 125 is for Digitrax. So this is a Digitrax decoder of some kind. It still may have been the alignment of those tabs. I will say this, when I was messing with this thing just a minute ago, I noticed that the motor itself had probably, I don't know, 15 or so thousandths worth of end play in it, front to back. You know, the shaft of the motor and the weights and everything. To me, that seems a little bit excessive for end scale. What do you guys think? That this thing may just be smooth wore out, which, you know, it's okay. I can probably find replacement parts, and if I can't get a motor from Atlas, there's almost certainly other options available, like maybe a donor. If someone's got a spare motor and chassis that they aren't using, I can buy from them. Anyway, a win is a win. I mean, this thing goes forward, it goes backwards, you know, without much fuss, so I'm really not too concerned about it. But hopefully I've showed you guys how to troubleshoot problems, especially with DCC locomotives. since it's not just simple electricity. There's microprocessors involved. Sometimes all you have to do is take those out of the equation to get down to the real issue. So with that, I want to thank you guys for joining me on another episode. I'm sorry this one took so long, but you know, like I said in previous videos, I was waiting on parts. So let me know what you think. Comment down below. Be sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.